Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Downtown series here on Our Town on the Wave Channel 5, Greenville Public Access TV, as we continue to take a look at those businesses up and down Broadway in the downtown district under the auspices of Main Street, Greenville. Alex Warner, along with videographer Nick Schmidt, and today we're on the 300 block of South Broadway, just off the traffic circle here, and with us is Kevin Saintignon, owner of Danny's Place. Kev, let's talk a little bit. Danny's Place has been here quite a while, right?
It'll be 30 years this year.
And the Danny comes from?
My father, Danny, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So 30 years in this location. You know what this was before your dad bought it by any chance?
Called Carl's Bar. Yep.
Oh, this is Carl's Bar.
This was Carl's Bar 30 years ago, yep.
Okay. So your dad took that over, and then, of course, you came along later on. So how long have you been involved in, I guess, family business now?
Yeah. I got involved pretty close to about 13, 14 years ago. Then my whole family was in it for a while, my brother and my sister. Then they ended up moving on, and then I ended up getting into it alone, the actual business, about 7 years ago now.
Okay. So your official title's then Chief Bottle Washer, Head Manager, and everything in between, right?
CEO is what I prefer to call it. Yeah.
CEO.
That's what it says on the shares.
That's what it says on the shares. Okay. Well, yeah. So Danny's Place, 30 years here, and then Carl's Bar was here for quite a while prior to that. Have you a lot of changes? It's a lot bigger inside than it used to be, or what? It's just better, huh?
The mirrors. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Years ago, whenever it was taken over, there was no kitchen. There wasn't anything like that. It was just a bar. Okay. Many years ago, it used to be two different places. It used to be two businesses.
Yeah.
And then the Whirlings, which was Carl Whirling, Peanuts Whirling was what they called him. They ended up making it into two different buildings, or I'm sorry, one building from two.
So they just knocked the wall out.
And started, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you've got quite a bit of stuff going here. We're going to talk as we move around, talk about some of the different stuff you've brought in. You have, I'm looking up here on the wall, all these different specials. So you do a lot with the restaurant aspect as well as the bar, because, I mean, there were quite a few people in here for lunch. All these different specials, are those pretty standard, or do you rotate those around, or what?
Rotate. We do different things, different times of the year, depending on the certain businesses, summertime, wintertime, different things. It's sporting events, things like that. Things change. So, yeah, we change our specials depending on the season. So, yeah.
Yeah. I see you got some widescreen TVs and things going on that way. So what would you classify yourself? Because, I mean, you got the pool tables and different games we'll take a look at, as well as the widescreen TVs and so forth. So you're not really a sports bar, though. You're just a neighborhood bar? What would you say?
We really concentrate on the sports. It's just because that's my background, our background. Okay. We've just kind of grown up with that. As far as I call it the hometown bar, because people have grown up in here so long. They come here, they meet their friends, they know everybody whenever they walk in the door. It's that type of place.
Yeah, okay. So. Yeah, well, we take a look. We're here at the bar area up in front and so forth. I mean, that's a pretty impressive looking bar you got there. Is that one of the originals that came with it?
No, I actually redid this whole section 2 years after I got into it. I rebuilt the bar and put in a new floor, and so it's been about 4 years ago, somewhere around there.
I was going to say, it's a smooth looking bar, and it's a little wider than some I've seen.
Yeah.
Now, we take a look at the back shelves here. Would you say majority of your drinks then would be beer with some mixed drinks on the side, or how's that play out?
Majority-wise, things have really changed in the past 10 years just because of the different flavors of different liquors, and has really opened up a different dynamic as far as that goes. The female drinker now drinks a lot more different varieties because of the different flavors. So the liquor side of it's really picked up over the last 10 years.
Yeah. What would you say, we'll start with the women first. So women, top three drinks, top of your head, probably is more popular.
I would say anything with some fruit in it is always good.
You don't have made too many of those little umbrellas, do you, or anything like that out there?
Not umbrellas, but yeah, we do got the toothpicks and things with the different fruits on them. But as far as top three, I don't know. There's just so many. I mean, anymore. I don't know about a top three, but we have one that's called a liquid marijuana, which sounds really bad, but it's really fruitful and it tastes really good. Okay. But anyway, that's.
How do you pick? I mean, you've got a pretty good rack, different liquors and beers and stuff, or not beers, but whiskeys and things like that up here. How do you decide what to get? Do you do all that ordering, I assume?
Well, I do the ordering, yes, as far as liquor goes, but a lot of that is customer, asking for different things, and then doing it for so many years, you kind of know what different people like, what tastes good, what doesn't taste good, so you just kind of trial and error. We do a shot of the month, and then we kind of test that out. We make that ourselves and kind of experiment with that, so yeah.
Okay, and then I know you've got, what, 3 or 4 taps or more over there. So then how do you rotate the taps then, what you're serving or not?
Yeah, some we do. Some we do because that's another market that's really changed. Your different flavored beers have really come out in the past several years. I think that is to help compete with the liquor industry.
Yeah, that's probably right.
And so as far as that goes, we keep about 2 of them that we constantly change out every so often.
Yeah. So what would be your top 3 sellers as far as beer are concerned? The old standbys, the old-time customers coming in.
Yeah. Probably Anheuser-Busch products do probably the best. The Bud Light is probably our biggest selling product. Like I said, the other beers are coming on a little stronger. But that's still the go-to, the staple.
Yeah, so. And then you have like the seasonal, so you get like a Bud Light lime and all that kind of stuff.
Right, yeah, like right now we have a lemon shandy that's on, because it's getting to be summer, so something fruity, that comes out. Yep.
Yeah, so kind of keep up with the times and change the seasons and everything. Okay, well, we're going to come back with Kevin in just a second here at Danny's Place. Going to move around to the other side of the bar and talk just a little bit about the restaurant aspect of it and how that all works out as you watch the Main Street Greenville series here on the Wave Channel 5. We'll be back in just a moment. Alex Warner along with Kevin Saintignon. Kevin, while I'm thinking about it, we come in here and you've got all these great beer signs and you've got the lamps hanging over the pool table. One thing I've always wanted to know, do the distributors or the companies, do they provide those? You have to buy those.
They do provide them. But it's a stipulation of putting them up. It's an advertisement for them, and it's a plus for us. So yeah, they supply them, and then you got to put them up.
Because you got a whole bunch of them in here, and they're pretty cool. I like the Budweiser thing over the pool table. We're going to talk about some of the games and so forth a little bit later on. The restaurant part of it. You say originally it was more just a bar, and then you added the kitchen and everything in. So what are some of the big sellers? And then we want to also talk about the trailer out at the fair. So let's talk a little bit about the restaurant aspect of it.
The restaurant part really got started a lot of years ago. Of course, whenever my dad was first beginning, he knew that he had to have some sort of food. And, the more food you have, the more people stick around, the more they, so it's like, And so we started with the little ovens and then just got bigger and bigger and realized we needed a kitchen. So Daddy ended up, doing some remodeling and put in a kitchen, and that's pretty much how it got started.
And so did you guys just start with your basic stuff like hamburgers and just simple stuff? Because then you've expanded. I mean, I got to look at your menu over there. You're talking baby back ribs and wings and everything that way.
Yeah, basically our staple here is what really got us started is the burrito. Yes. The burrito, we used to call it a wet burrito. Whenever it first started, it's a burrito with a melted cheese over it. That's our staple. That's real things. And then we just started expanding out after that. So
yeah, I see you got tacos and everything, and I mean, you take a look at the specials here, folks, and it goes on. It's baby back ribs, and it's wings, and it's this and that. It's pork barbecue. And do most people when they come in, especially like later in the evening, and then you got a lunch crowd, I see too, right?
Right. Yeah, we do lunch specials every day through the week, and then also our pizza business has really went well in the past several years. That's really grown. That's getting to be a one of our number 2s probably that people come in and order.
Yeah.
We do a lot of carry-out pizza anymore than what we used to. So yeah, that's another one that's getting better. Sandwiches, just everything as the years go on, you get a little bit better at it, and then the sandwiches get a little bit better, and so
whatever your customers want, and then it's an extra revenue stream for you, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, when people come in, do they usually, say in the evenings especially, they usually get something to eat and then they sit around and they drink for a while, or most people just come and get something to drink and leave, or how's that play out? For the most part, different times of the day, I assume. Right?
Yeah, exactly right. Different times of the day. People come in lunchtime. Of course, they're here to have lunch. The evenings we do different specials for, like you said, the wing specials, and we do have price pizza on Sundays. So we cater to that crowd, trying to keep people here to eat. And then the later crowd, of course, they come in mostly to have drinks. Yeah. So, yep.
Now, out at the fair, I know I'm in the Rotary Club, and we've got our lemon shake trailers, and our lemon shake trailer is just down from Danny's Place, home of the famous burrito and everything. How did that all come about? How did that get started?
Well, Dad started that also years ago. I think he just seen a market there.
And he hit it right, because they're always packed.
Right, correct. And basically the same thing. Started with the burrito, and put it out there, and started with a small stand, and found the business got better and better, and just got a bigger stand, and added some other products with the burrito, and then it expanded to what it is now. And
yeah, did you go any place other than the Darke County Fair with that or not?
We have, but we not really too much. It's a lot of work. It's because we're not in that business. Exactly. So for us to do things like that is kind of tough because we're not set up for that. With the restaurant than that. So we've taken it places, but not very often.
Yeah. Plus the fact you're known here. Correct. So if you go someplace else, okay, it's another one. No, but here you're known, so okay, that makes sense. Yeah, well, I tell you, we're going to take a look here in just a second at some of the other things they offer. Your hours are what?
We're open till 2:30 a.m. every day. Okay. So
that's a state regulation, 2:30?
No. Well, you have to be closed by 2:30. That's our license. But we open every day for lunch. So we're open every day from lunchtime. We have breakfast burritos we do on Fridays. We open at 6 a.m. on Friday mornings for breakfast burritos.
How'd you come about doing that?
Years ago, my mom got together, I believe, and they started thinking about people get off on Fridays that they knew that worked third shift, and they wanted to go somewhere and have breakfast whenever they get off of work and maybe have a drink whenever they were done. So they come up with the idea of maybe putting together a breakfast burrito, something special, and then that's how it got started.
I'm always afraid to ask, and I have a pretty good idea. What's in a breakfast burrito for everybody out there?
It's really good. It's got.
Well, you wouldn't serve it if it wasn't, right?
Exactly. It's got eggs. You can get different choices of meat. It's got gravy. It's got you get bacon, ham. You can get anything as far as breakfast goes. Mm-hmm. A combo would have all of that. So yeah.
And that's the only day then you have that's just on the Fridays?
Just Friday mornings, yep.
So this isn't the place to come for Sunday morning brunch, right?
No, not Sunday morning. We don't open until noon on Sundays. Okay. So,
but you're open all 7 days of the week then, and always till 2:30?
2:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Okay. Yep, we were kind of known for that.
Yeah,
so it's yep.
Well, yeah, you got to be here when the customers want in, right? Exactly. All right. Well, hey, we're talking to Kevin Saintignon here at Danny's place on South Broadway. Right beside what used to be the old AAA office. It's shut down, but just here, just after you get past the traffic circles, you head on downtown. We'll be back in just a moment. We're going to take a look at some other things here, talk about some of the games and other things they offer here at Danny's place as you watch this on the Wave, Channel 5. Moved around here at Danny's place, and Kevin, you said earlier, kind of go for the sports bar kind of atmosphere, the neighborhood, the town, bar and everything that way. I see, you got some different games here. Have you always had the pool tables in here?
Yeah, we always have had the pool tables. That pool table, well, you'll probably see it later in the show, but it actually came from our home. Whenever I was a young kid, played on that same pool table, and it's kind of been our Danny's pool table. We've always been known to have some good pool up here, so some good players that come in and play in tournaments, and yep.
I was going to say, do you sponsor a team in there, a league around Darke County, a pool league or not?
Not anymore. There's not a pool league, right? Okay. There is a dart league.
That's what it is. It's the dart league. Okay. Yeah. So, and I see you got like a dart board and so forth. How many people on a team, and how's that work?
The dart league, there's usually about 4 guys on a team, and then they play other different places around town or in the area. The Darke County is what it's called, the Darke County Dart League, and they play different places. And you go from restaurant to bar, wherever, whoever's got dart boards, and they got teams, and you play throughout the year, and you get points, for winning. And at the end of the year, there's a big party, and
and then you just have customers and gentlemen just come in and they can throw darts in here as long as they're halfway sober, right?
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can throw darts anytime you want. Yep. All dart boards are open at any time. So yep.
And then I see you've got other stuff here. You got like Keno and some other things that way. Explain Keno to the people out there, if you would. How's that game play? Because it seems like there's a drawing like what, every 4 or 5 minutes?
Right. Yeah, there's a drawing every 4 minutes. And the way Keno works is it's kind of like playing the lottery, like the Super Lotto. There's like 80 numbers, and you can pick as many as between 1 and 10. And then the more you get right out of them, that amount of numbers, out of your ones that you pick, the more money you can win. So if you pick 10 numbers, you can win a lot more money if you pick 1 number.
Okay.
So if you get more right, if you pick 5 and you get 3 out of 5 right, you win, a certain amount of money.
It's like a drawing every so many minutes, correct?
Yeah, every 4 minutes.
And that's sponsored through the Ohio State
Ohio Lottery. Ohio Lottery. Yep, that's all sponsored. And they also do instant tickets that they do on the machine. Also, you can play different games. So
now back here, you also said that you have a DJ that comes in from time to time.
Yep. On weekend nights, we have a DJ that plays. We've been doing that now for the last, I don't know, probably 5-6 years. And it's good entertainment. We get a lot of people that come in to dance, and just on Friday and Saturday is about the only nights we do it.
Would you say on Friday and Saturday is a younger crowd than throughout the course of the weekday, or not?
I I would say later, yes. Later it is. We get a mix because, well, of course, you got roamers across the street that's got weddings, so we got people that come over, yep. So it just depends, but on average, probably, yeah, it's a younger crowd.
Okay. So that becomes like after a wedding reception or some kind of like part of the pub crawl or the bar crawl around town, right?
Yep. They want somewhere else to go, so, yep, we're right next door, so it makes it easy.
And the DJ's just here Friday, Saturdays, you said?
Yeah. Yep.
Now, also, there's a wooden Indian here. We want to talk about that a little bit because that was kind of famous here. And you said it was about 10, 12 years ago, something like that. Let's talk what it was all involved, where you got the Indian and then how you got him back.
Well, you said you brought up some young people. We had some pranksters that wanted to try and take him for an evening, and some people saw him take him, and so we had to get him back. The police had to track him down, and he did get returned unharmed. So it was big news because the Indian was stolen, but it was entertaining for a day or so.
Where did you get him? Was he part of this when Carl's Bar was here, or what?
No, Dad had bought him, and I can't think of the company he bought it from, but yeah, he had bought him. I think he had seen one in my family. My uncle has one also, and it just kind of given me the idea, and ended up that's how he come about.
Well, he's pretty impressive. I know that. He's kind of like the mascot here for Danny's place, then, right?
Yeah, he's probably seen a lot more than I have.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so how many people can you seat in here? Because I mean, you're big enough to be, but you're small enough to be cozy. But I bet sometimes you're just jammed in here, aren't you? How many can you seat comfortably?
I could say probably comfortably sitting down is probably around 60 to 70, just depending on that, because we can move things around and add more seating. Well, so we do a fish fry through Lent time over the winter, and so we move some things around. We could probably seat between 75 and 80 on them nights.
Yeah, and then standing, you can put a lot of people in standing. Then I assume.
Right. Yeah. It can be a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, where do you get most of your supplies from? I mean, like your foods and so forth. Do you have several different vendors that you buy from, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's a challenge, like it is with anybody in the small business, trying to find fresh products, keeping them fresh, because if you don't go through a lot of one thing, you have to be able to keep it fresh. Our main supplier would be Cisco Foods. That's who we buy almost everything from. But I also go to Sam's Club. I go to Walmart, of course, to keep some things fresh, because there's some things we just can't store, and we don't have quite the facility, to be able to freeze so many things.
Yeah.
So
what do you do then as far as like your beers? Who's your distributor for beers and your liquors and wines and things?
Well, that's all state mandated. You have to go to certain distributors. Like Anheuser-Busch just recently purchased C&G out of her sales.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, they just that's been about 2 years ago, I believe. So that's our Anheuser-Busch product supplier. Like our Miller Coors, that's out of Dayton, which would be Bond-Bright. So they're another supplier. There's another wine supplier, which would be Heidelberg, which is out of Dayton also. All our liquor, it comes out of McMiller's. That's our state agency.
You mean McMiller's over here on Martin Street? So you have to go and just pick it up yourself then, right?
Yeah, that's a state mandated where they don't deliver. So you have to go pick it up.
See, I didn't know that. I bet none of you out there do that either. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, you have to be designated a state liquor store. So you can choose whatever one you want to go to, but it makes sense for me because they're local and they're right here. So
yeah. Now, most of your beer, I mean, you got cans and bottles, but then you got the kegs too. How often do you have to switch? Well, you don't know. It depends on how much has been used. Right. But a keg usually lasts how long?
Like you said, it depends on what it is, and they have different size of kegs. All kegs aren't exactly the same size. Like a lot of your ones, like we were talking earlier about the different flavored beers, a lot of them don't sell as in quantity as what you do, like a Bud Light, for instance. Yeah. So you get a smaller keg so you can keep them fresher and keep them moving.
Well, what would be the difference taste-wise between a canned beer, bottled beer, and then something right off the tap?
I think a lot of that's just preference. Some people like drinks out of a bottle. Some people like them out of a can. Some people like to pour them into a glass. Some people like draft. Sometimes it depends on how it's presented. If they like that really cold glass, that frozen glass out of a tap, they really like that. Some people don't like cold beer. Some people like it a little warmer. So a lot of it's your own preference. Okay. And
then you say you have different shots each week or something like that. Do you have a lot of people come in and get a beer and a shot then kind of thing or not?
Not so much anymore. That's a long time ago. It used to be.
That's like 2 or 3 generations ago, right?
Even whenever I first got into this, you still had that tradition of give me a Budweiser and I'll take a shot of Jack on the side.
Okay.
And we still get that once in a while, but not as much as we used to. Okay. Anymore, it's more what can you blend me? What can you make me? Almost trying to be a mixologist rather than being a bartender. Okay. So.
If you had a lot of people come in and order drinks that you just are a little bit off, and then let me ask you this then too: how many employees do you have? I assume you have some part-time because you're busier on weekends. How many full-time, part-time? How many people do you have up here?
I would say total between part-time and full-time, we're close to about 15 probably.
Okay.
And that doesn't include me and whoever helps me sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, and you've mastered pretty much everything. So you're behind the bar and back in the kitchen and the whole bit, right?
Yeah, I can do about it all. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Hey, for those people out there that you're talking about carry-out pizza and stuff, or they can come in and order a burrito and stuff to go that way. Phone number.
Yeah, it's 937-548-2127, and it's been that way for 30 years. So, yep.
548-2127 for you folks out there. Well, hey, that's been Kevin Saintignon up here at Danny's place, and just down from the traffic circle, just beside where the old AAA office used to be. And hey, I tell you what, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
You're the first of the restaurants we've hit up and down here, so very interesting. Good. Glad you folks could join us here. On behalf of Nick Schmidt, my videographer, I'm Alex Warner. We'll catch you next time here as we bring you another episode of the Main Street Greenville series here on the Wave Channel 5. Good night, everybody.